Today could be the best day of your life. And this is not a hook. Don't turn off. I know rarely we see positive people in our days. And when we do, we go like, oh, what's going on? But I'm serious. Today could be the best day of your life. And I want to talk about this specifically. So this is going to be a great video. Let's roll. I love that song that we use as an introduction for our videos. It's a beautiful song. I think it was made by accident when Forrest was trying to engage with a few people on the street, but good day.
I'm about to have a good day, no matter what they say. Sun is shining down on me, birds are singing praise. I'm about to have a good day in every single way. The God who made the universe knows me by my name, so it's a good day.
Wow, can I give you a hug?
Yeah.
In that song, I don't know if you've listened to the whole song, but as soon as we get out of the chorus, he says this, there's this line that goes like this. Baby in my arms, walking through the neighborhood, living in the presence, no would've, should've, or could've. That line is what I want to talk to you about today. Living in the present. Not would've, not should've, not could have. You know, would've is when you live your life thinking, oh, I would have done this, I would have done that if I could. That brings some uncertainty, you know, and you don't want to live in an uncertainty level, you know, when you doubt everything. The should have brings some unrealistic expectations. You know, I should have done this. You know, I don't know how you grew up, but maybe your parents did this. I know it happened to me. Oh, you only study. You should have had an A. You know, and there's an unrealistic expectation. And, you know, with expectations like this, you could only get frustrated. And then there is the could have. The could have is in the past. It's like, if I could go back in time, I could have done this, I could have done that, but you haven't. So wake up, move on, and let's be in the present. Living that way is a recipe for disaster. If you're thinking about would have, should have, could have, you know, it's a recipe for disaster. You need to live in the present. If you constantly think about the past, it will bring depression. And if you're constantly thinking about the future, you will be anxious. And none of these emotions are really a good phase or a good stage for you to live in life. You want to live in the present. I was taking my daughters to school the other day, and I don't know what happened to me. It just dawned on me. Normally when we're driving, we listen to a few songs, and that day we were listening to this Forrest Frank song. It's called Good Day, the one that we use in our introduction. And, you know, we're getting hyped up and we're ready to go to school. And my daughter and I, we have this, you know, secret handshake, and she walks into the school and she's happy. You know, I wanna hype her up. I want her to get in the good mental state so she can go to school. You know, they say the first things you say to your kids in the morning and the last thing you say to them at night when they go to bed sort of shapes their personality. So I want my daughters to be positive. I want them to be champions. I want them to rock the world. I want them, when they walk into the room, they bring the light. They bring the level up, you know? Like, we want to be that type of people. I think we had some videos here about this, not the thermometer, but the thermostat. We want to set the temperature in the room. So we get hyped up and all that. And then we walked into the reception. I dropped my daughters. And then when I come back, I tell the ladies at the reception, I said, you know what? I got something really deep for you guys to think about. And then they're like, oh, really? That was my hook. I should have made a video about that. And I said to them, today could be the best day of your lives. You just got to be aware. You just got to keep an eye on it. And they're like, oh, wow, I'll write that down. So one of them wrote it down. Anyway, long story short, the day goes by. I do my things. They do their things. I come back at the end of the day. When I walk in the room, the teacher responsible for my daughter's room, my little one, gives me a hug, unexpected, like got me off guard. Gave me a hug, and she held tight, and she's like, I just want to thank you. I don't know what you said to the girls up front, but they came here. We started a conversation about being grateful, about looking to things in the present, about being, what do they say? Being thankful for what we have. And we used that as a theme for the day. We talked to the kids, we inspired the kids. The whole school changed. Now, bear in mind, it's like 300 kids. And I'm like, wow, that was not my intention. But, it served the purpose. And I told them, the reality is it doesn't cost anything to be positive. It might cost you a lot of money, time, and energy to be negative, but it doesn't cost anything to be positive. So I said, you know what? Live in the present. Carpe diem. That's all we have. Just live in the present. Appreciate the present. I came across this story of a foundation called the Lilly Rose Foundation. The story of the foundation is that this girl, and I relate because I have two daughters. When she was 5 years old, her name was Lilly Rose. When she was 5 years old, she got diagnosed with a neuroblastoma. It's a form of brain cancer, I think. And she battled with it for nearly 5 years. When she was 9.5, I think, or 9 years old, unfortunately, the neuroblastoma got the best of her. That's what I could say, And her parents, they have come publicly and say, my daughter didn't lose the battle. She won the last battle, and she rested with the Lord. I think that's beautiful. They decided to create this foundation to help families cope with child cancer, any form of child cancer. So sometimes they just be there for families, to comfort them, to walk with them through the journey. And again, I've never been through that kind of pain. I don't know what it feels like, but I relate. So many parents have come together in times of loss and pain, and they have found comfort, and they have found God actually there. And they're both Christians. It's a beautiful story. When they came out publicly, they created this profile, and they have some videos there. So I want to tell you a few stories. One of the videos there is Lilly Rose's dad patting her hair gently while she was watching something on an iPad or something like that, getting distracted because the hair is coming off. And it's painful to watch. It's painful to watch because, I never want to be in that situation, but the braveness or the bravery of that dad to just do that while he's going through the worst time of his life is, they made sure that they recorded the last walk they had together. She was dead in his arms, and he walks her out of the hospital to the morgue. And in the description, he says, I did it because I could not bear the pain of seeing my Lilly Rose being taken out of the hospital on a cold tray. And then he says, I held for as long as I could, knowing that that was the last moment I had. When you watch things like this, man, we realize that we are oblivious to most of our circumstances. We let the present go, and we focus on things that won't matter. So how many parents are oblivious to their kids? They go to work, the kids are sleeping. They come back home, the kids are sleeping. They don't see their kids growing. They don't enjoy their childhood. Picture this, the vast majority of us will say something to someone at some point, not knowing that was the last thing you would have said to them. We don't have the privilege of knowing the date of when we say goodbye. We focus too much on the past, the things that we didn't accomplish, the things that we don't have. We are ungrateful, or we focus too much in the future, the things that we want to accomplish, the achievements, the programs, the goals, but we forget that we are right here. And all we need is right here, the present. Today could be a good day. And then when I think about these sort of things, and I know it's heavy, I always get reminded of that text in the Gospel of Matthew. It's chapter 6. It's the conclusion, or in the middle of the Sermon on the Mount, I would say. And Jesus says, look at the birds. They don't work. God provides for them. Look at the lilies, very convenient, Lilly Rose. Look at the lilies in the fields. They don't work. God provides for them. Don't worry about the future. Don't worry about what you're going to wear. Don't worry about what you're going to eat or drink. Pagans worry about that. But you just focus on the kingdom of God, and all of the other things will be added onto you. But then on verse 34, he says something very interesting. He says, sufficient for the day is its own trouble. What if Jesus is trying to teach us that being concerned with the past is useless because we can't change the past? Being concerned with the future is useless because we don't even know if we have a future. If we keep tomorrow confined to what tomorrow is, tomorrow we'll have this perspective that tomorrow actually never comes. You know, I remember when Whitney Houston passed away a long time ago. Pastor Marvin Waynes was one of the celebrants in the funeral, and he, instead of preaching, he sang one of her songs called "Tomorrow," and then he proposed to the people that tomorrow might be too late, so do it today. And I have no shame in saying this. We all need to change our priorities. We all need to readjust our perspective, because I can guarantee you, Lilly Rose's dad would give anything in the world to be in your position. When you go, I don't have time for this. I don't have time for that. I gotta go to work. I gotta provide. And I know one day I'm gonna have enough, one day I hope I have enough knowledge to discuss this. The tension between being a parent and being the provider. It's something that I struggle with. Like you have to go to work because you gotta provide. Because if you don't provide, you're worse than an infidel. That's what the Bible says. And your kids and your family, they need you. They need the finances. They need the resources. But more than the resources and the finances, they need you. So I think they would rather have a parent than a provider and struggle together. We grow in the struggle together. And I'm not defending that everyone should just live on the struggle, but man, if I had the chance to talk to Lilly Rose's parents, I can guarantee you they would give everything they have. They would stop everything they're doing just to have one more second with Lilly Rose. Now, your kids are right in front of you. Tomorrow, when you finish this video, you wake up and you have a choice. You run to work, or you have breakfast with your kids, or you take them to school. You enjoy the ride in the car. You play ball with them. What are you gonna do? Or you're gonna let another day go by and then live in regret. You can't get time back. You know, that's one of the worst things about time, is that you can't buy time back. It's gone and it's gone. So you gotta enjoy today. Tomorrow, it's not guaranteed. Yesterday's gone. All you have is right now. So you enjoy right now. And maybe use that song. You know, I'm about to have a good day. If you repeat that enough, you believe it. And when you believe it, you receive it. And when you receive it, you'll be satisfied. That's quite preachy, but you know, I just needed to go there. So yeah, use that song. Have a good day. And if you enjoy what we do, man, we're on a mission of trying to help people think about the things that are more important in life. That's basically what we're doing. Sometimes we have messages here, sometimes we have other types of content. But if you're interested in knowing more about what we do, there's a bunch of links down in the description. You can check them out. One of them is a mail list. The other one, I mean, you know what you do. You know what you do. So just do that, and I'll see you on the next video. I hope you've enjoyed it. God bless.
Hear the church saying, won't he do it? I know he's got my back. That's why I'm singing that I'm about to have a good day.